Baseball-Halloween is back. Omaha Storm Chasers in Warner Park coming up on October 22nd.
Are we? I mean, we talked to Marty about this. I think it's over 10 years they've been doing this. This is like the event, and it's back after 2020.
I know. Ugh.
Right? And like you said, if you want to come out in full costume, bring out the family, it's free admission. The gates open at 5:00. And he says the way they see it, generally they're kind of waves. The younger ones generally come a little earlier, and then the older kids a little later. You don't have to do that, though. You can come out anytime between 5 and 8.
And spend the whole 3 hours, but you need to RSVP. There's a link in our description of this podcast. You can also go on our Facebook page. We shared it there as well. Or go to Omaha Storm Chasers Facebook page. Click on the link and RSVP.
Exactly. And Hurrdat very proud to be a sponsor this year of Baseball-Halloween, along with a lot of other vendors that are going to be out there, and they'll have their little Chotsky tables, and Pat and I are going to be out there too, and we want to see you.
See you guys October 22nd.
Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh my, now I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
All right.
If you could think one place, worst place ever to get a zit, where would it be?
Right inside your nose.
Yes.
Or in your eyebrow.
Eyebrow to me is not so bad.
Eyebrows.
It's not as sensitive. Right into, I got one right here on the edge of my nose, and it's not on the inside. It's right on the little rim bump, and it's one of the, it's not. I could tell it was growing on Saturday because you felt that little tickle, that little tingle,
Yeah.
and now it's to the point where it's not poppable. It looks like it is, but it hurts like fire ants. I'm considering plugging up that side of my nose so I don't breathe because even the air I can feel it. It hurts.
Put some
So bad.
Ambisol on it.
For your teeth?
Deaden it.
Well, that's a great idea.
Deaden the pain.
That's a super good idea.
Just little. I think that'll work. I use it like, my stupid fingers every once in a while.
What? That's genius. I never thought about that.
A little bit of Ambisol on, and it just like deadens it.
Yeah.
You can feel it happening. It's like, oh, thank God.
That's a great idea.
So, yeah. Mother of invention.
Wow.
Her name is Necessity. Because I was hurting, and I'm like, I need something I can put on this, deaden this pain. And I was looking everywhere because my finger feels like I smashed it in a door, but I didn't. And it's like around the cuticle, but on one side. And it kind of reminds me of what it feels like if you ever have an ingrown nail on your toes.
Worst.
And you push on that side, and it's like, oh, good, that hurts so bad. Which I will say right now, best thing on earth, if you have that, the girl that does my pedicures, I literally, it's like, okay, wait, this is medicinal because she gets rid of them, and it is beautiful.
Really?
'Cause all of a sudden you don't have that pain on that one side of your toe, and you don't even realize how much it hurts until it doesn't.
Right. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I've been dealing with that for how long? How long have I been dealing with that pain?
Right. And so, so every 2 or 3 weeks, probably every 3 weeks, I do the pedicure.
Fancy pants.
No, it's for medicinal purposes only.
Covered with our HSA. Wouldn't that be great?
If I can figure out a way to do it. But anyway, so this finger, it feels like that on one side of my finger. It feels like almost like an ingrown nail, but it's not, and it's not inflamed. But it hurts so bad.
And that makes sense. So if Ambisol will numb inside your mouth, why won't it numb outside your mouth?
Right? And so I just put a little bit on it, and
genius.
it's like a cream, and I was like...
And it's kind of minty, cinnamony, isn't it?
It's cool mint. So my finger was super fresh.
There's so many jokes in that. I don't even know what to say.
So, yes, I did that this weekend because I didn't want to leave the house and go to Walgreens. God forbid. I've got to have something in this box of medicine that I've got here. There's got to be something here that'll deaden some pain.
And the vodka's been deadening other stuff, so let's not do that.
Right. That's right. That's a whole different dead.
It's a whole different kind of dead.
Oh, my God. So, anywho, so,
I don't know if you fight, because you fight through, and if you fight through the pain just to pop it, then it's terrible for like 30 seconds, but then it goes away faster.
Is it a pimple?
Oh,
like, like it's a whitehead, or is
it's not white? It's on its way.
It's on its way, but it's just under the surface, right?
Yeah,
so so it's either that, or you can use that mud stuff. Have you ever seen that stuff?
Where it's like dries it.
And it'll.
Yeah, Beth has that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so I might use
that'll
that.
work too, but sometimes that doesn't really. Because if it hasn't festered long enough, it's not going to suck anything out of it.
Hasn't cooked
right?
long enough?
Yeah, so I might go with the Ambisol.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Just thinking.
Okay.
Anyway.
There's your pro tip for the day, everybody.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I did want to throw out there, Marty Cordero, he arranged for me to be able to go to a soccer match. Because I've never been to one. And they only had the season's about done, and they're in first place. Remember, he was in here just a few episodes ago, talking about that. And he said, "Come down. You got to come down to one of the matches." So I did. So highly recommend it. I'm just telling you right now. And the air. This is that time of year though. You don't know how to freaking dress because when I left the house, I was sweating. And I'm like, okay, I'm carrying layers, but I wanted to have something warm enough. Do we have any Kleenex in here, by the way?
I just Farmer's Blow in the trash can.
Oh gosh, dang it!
No,
there used to be.
You keep talking, I'll go grab you something. So I keep running these errands for you.
I know. Well, this. I am the queen, I guess. I want or something like that. I don't know. Not really. Anyway, go ahead and grab that crappy box of Kleenex. There it is. I get in here. It's freezing cold in this studio, and my nose is running. Like
we've done nothing but bitch for 4 minutes and 52 seconds. That is all we've done.
Just getting it out of my system.
Jeez.
Everybody else will thank us.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the day that's going to be awesome. Anyway, I just wanted to tell them thanks because it was a blast and got to see them play. They won 4-1. And so they're on their way. They've almost locked in. So they'll have the bye in the first round of the playoffs. They've got a couple more home matches and then that's it. But if you haven't been, that park as a baseball park is amazing. Amazing setup with, what do you call it? The pitch, right? Oh, yeah, right. Okay. And it's a match, not a game, just so you know.
Somebody's done some Googling.
No, I got schooled.
You got schooled?
Because I was also sitting with a friend of mine, Sherry, and her husband. She said, well, we go to every game. She said, so if you get a chance, if you're going to be down there, let me know if you show up where you're at. Well, first off, my ticket was phenomenal. I took some pictures. I'll have to post those. But yeah, where I was like right center field, like 13 rows up.
Perfect.
It was absolutely glorious. And then I realized where she's sitting, they're down on the field. They're
on
sitting,
the field?
Yeah, because around the edges of the field, they have kind of like a barrier that's about 4 feet, 3 or 4 feet tall. And then there's a row of chairs all the way around on both sides. That's pretty sweet. That's where they were sitting. And so she has 4 seats, and there was just the 2 of them. She was like, come on down. So I went down there. That's crazy, because that's like...
Be like right behind the glass at hockey.
Yes. That's about as close as you can get to the game without being in it.
Yeah.
And you hear everything, and you about get knocked out by a ball once in a while. There were 2 balls that went by us, didn't hit us. I said, so when the ball comes your way, it's coming right at you, do you duck or do you try to hit it back? And they said, duck, because it will hurt. Because
I can imagine it would
kick
hurt.
so hard. They kick so hard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okie dokie. And so anyway.
I mean, that's their job is to kick hard. So you don't want to get your face in front of that. Your hand or your face or any part of your body.
And I just want to throw out there, Nebraska, you might want to come check out a couple of these guys. They can kick. Just saying.
So how old are these guys?
They're in their 20s.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if they've gone to college or not. They might have some, what do you call it?
Eligibility?
Yeah, eligibility.
They might have some of that, what's that stuff left over? Extra stuff? The play stuff time?
I think they're in their mid-20s, most of them. They're trying to get to the next level to go pro. So it's not like the hockey guys. The hockey guys are high school, right?
Right, yeah. The hockey guys are high school.
Yeah, but I'm just like, okay, let's just real briefly about the Huskers.
Oh, the Husker,
that's what I was talking about. Nebraska needs to come visit because we got some.
Oh, I was thinking Nebraska soccer. I'm like, okay. I didn't make the transition. I can't
because you were texting.
No, I wasn't texting. I was looking for a picture of something that I wanted to talk about before, and I didn't want to forget about it. I don't know, man. That I feel bad for him. I know he's got a hip flexor injury.
I know.
I understand all that stuff, but it's like, man, you can't tell me there's not even a walk-on kicker that's better than that. If he's injured, get somebody else. Get somebody else that maybe kicked once in high school.
If anybody want to volunteer, does anybody want to just step up? Because the poor kid, that's what I felt. I'm like, we don't have a number 2.
Right.
We literally, there's not another. There's not anybody else.
When it's 4th and 10 on the 35 and we don't believe in our kicker enough, we go for it on 4th and 10. I mean, that's got to make him feel terrible.
And in that first kick, I thought, oh, he got, he did it. And I thought big confidence boost because he'd been yipping so bad. Right. And unfortunately, or maybe the hip was, the hip, I'm sure still had a factor, was a factor in the fact that he couldn't do it the next time. And it was just so devastating because I can only imagine how he feels.
But you don't want to tell your coach you can't do it.
No.
So you don't want to go and be the one that says, Coach, I don't think I can do this. So you're going to fight through it. And they're obviously smart guys. They're coaches. They're not going to put somebody in there. They would put somebody in there if they had a better option, which is just sad.
I just can't imagine not one other kid on that whole football team never played soccer.
One time. Just all we need.
I just need somebody who can kick.
Just something.
Just for fun. Let's just have tryouts. Let's just have the whole team see who can kick.
Yeah, I would feel.
But anyway.
Yeah, I felt bad for him.
Back to the soccer thing real quick. So sitting down there with her, well, they have their own kind of like, what do you want to call it, field side service. Mm-hmm. So there's food and drinks.
Did they bring it to you?
No, you got to go get it.
Okay,
but that's okay. Yeah. That was pretty cool. So I wanted to just shout out to Mimi and Jessica who were taking care of us. So that was awesome. And it was a great. And also the Storm Chaser, Storm Ale, their beer is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd never had one of those before. Those are good too. So it was really cool. And then I went upstairs and went in the whiskey room. I don't remember what it's called, but it was the whiskey room. And that's where you can watch from inside, sitting at your, there's a bar here, and then you can
sweet.
Talk about a suite. It was a sweet suite.
Lord.
And there were some of the players' wives were up there, and I met one of them. She's from Atlanta. Nikki was her name. And she was in a full-blown winter coat. And she's like, how do you guys stand this up here? I can't believe how cold it gets. And I'm like, and she's been through 2 years now.
Okay.
So she knows what winter
she knows
is.
what's coming.
But she's like, it was 99 degrees 2 days ago, and now I'm sitting here freezing. And she says, I don't understand. I don't know why you all stay here. She's from LA and Atlanta. Right, that's where she's been.
I totally get it, man. I totally get it. But then I couldn't do the humidity in Atlanta though in the summer. Like that would be too much for me. So it's a trade off. I'd rather do the winter.
Is the same. She said the humidity is almost identical to Atlanta. Oh man. Omaha's humidity in the summer is pretty much like Atlanta. She says it's really, Omaha in the summertime was beautiful. Is what she was saying is very much the same.
Okay.
But yeah, she was like, this is cold. So they go back, I think, in December is when they go back.
It's funny when people, she's obviously never lived in this area until now, but people that live here in Nebraska, a couple of my friends have moved on to California like 15 years ago, and they'll come back for the holidays, and they can't handle it because it's so cold. And then they go back to LA or wherever, San Diego, and then they go to the beach in the summer and they wear a sweatshirt.
Because it's like, so cold. I remember going to the beach on the West Coast is not like what you imagine. It's not.
But then the people that are coming from the Midwest in like December, June, whatever, and everybody that's local wears sweatshirts on the beach, and the people from Nebraska, tank tops, jorts, kicking the ball around on the beach.
This is true.
Because back home it's negative 14, right. So I don't care what I'm wearing my bro tank.
Can I just say though, around here you have summer shorts and then you have winter shorts.
Right.
We know that.
We do.
They're just a little heavier maybe than the ones you wear in California.
Yeah, I mean, because honestly, you spend most of your time inside anyway in the winter, so why not be comfortable inside with shorts? It's the truth.
So it was a lot of fun. That was really a great evening, and getting to watch them and watch them win also. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff for them.
I've never seen a live soccer game.
That was my first time.
I think it'd be fun. I'm not a huge soccer fan, but I could just because I don't know a lot about
it.
You
watch World Cup, don't you?
I mean, maybe
if it's on, I'll sit and watch it. If I flip across it and I'm just like, okay, because it's non-stop. No commercials.
Yeah.
Does not stop it. The action just keeps rolling. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Which I just don't, the only thing I don't understand, and I'm sure people are going to dice me up about this.
It's all right. We already destroyed our credibility with marathoners. So let's.
Add this to the thing we don't get, to that list. I just don't understand any game that can end in a tie. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like there's no net positive on even playing the game if there's a possibility of it ending in a tie.
No, so, I don't agree with that either. No, I think that's crazy.
There's got to be some way that you can sudden death something at the end.
Well, yeah, I do know. I do, and I agree. They should be, and they've got that in place. I mean, like where they have the kicks at the end. Mm-hmm. It's like there should be something where. Kind of like you go until somebody, it's like you get free kicks until somebody scores.
Yeah. Which isn't like the best option either, but at least you get a winner and a loser. You could have somebody that's what they're trained to do is if you get in that position, you are gonna make that goal.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it would drive me crazy as a player to work your ass off for however many minutes, 90 minutes of nonstop or 180 minutes.
90 minutes.
And then at the end, it's the same as it was at the beginning.
No, thank you. Nah. I couldn't do it either. So there's that.
That's a good one.
And then and also I started watching a new TV show, and it's not brand new. Apparently, it's season 2. I just noticed it, called Another Life on Netflix. Weird thing is, there's the girl that stars in it. Her name is Katie Sackhoff. She looks exactly like Claire Danes.
Let me Google Katie Sackhoff.
Katee.
Okay.
And then Sackhoff. Sackhoff.
Which is an amazing last name. Oh, she does totally like Claire Danes.
Oh, and she has the same facial expressions.
Yeah.
And at first I thought that's who was in it. And then I looked up the show real quick just to make sure I understood what's
crazy.
And I'm like, holy crap. So I'm looking that up, and next thing you know is I found there's a website called totallylooks.like.com.
Oh my gosh.
It's a Reddit thread, and then there's a website too. And it's very funny.
Totallylooks.like.com. That sounds like something that's made up.
Because that is exactly what I said. That totally looks like Claire Danes.
When everybody sees somebody like, oh my gosh, she totally looks. Why the totally.
Not just looks like.
Totallylooks.like.com.
Totally looks like. Let's just drive it home.
Okay, so I'm going to try to find what I was looking for earlier.
Okay,
I
go
thought
right
I did
ahead.
a screenshot, but I didn't, and I want to get this guy's name. I guess I can Google some. But did you see ESPN? I know it was on Instagram, but I don't know if it was on Twitter or not. So I'm assuming you didn't see it on Instagram. But that there's a player that plays for, I think. Oh gosh, hold on a second. Let me just
Go right ahead.
He is I think he's in college.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's for I think Kentucky, and he has 6 fingers on his right hand.
Well, you know what I'm guessing? If I just Google 6 fingers. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Google 6 fingers and see what you get.
Well, yeah, there we go.
Polydactyl.
His name's not Polydactyl.
That's what it's called.
His name's J.J. Weaver, and he is, he plays for the University of Kentucky. He is,
Born with 6 fingers. Oh, my
God. And so you look at it, and first of all, you think, what? Hold on, what? It's just it looks like somebody's messing with us.
Yeah.
And if it was on his so if you're looking and it's 6 fingers on his right hand.
Yeah.
But if it was on his left hand, dude gets married. Which one's your ring finger? Pinky 1, pinky 2, 3rd finger, 4th finger, 5th finger.
See, there's the silver lining for him.
Yes. Like, what do I do?
It's your right hand, not your left. Thank goodness. So I'm guessing.
And it'd be so weird to hold hands with him and he could still tickle the back of your hand with his second pinky. It's so weird.
I mean, that is just
And he's a defensive player, I believe.
No, he's offense.
So that might help him.
Yeah.
Hold on to that ball a little bit.
Except he carries the ball in his left hand.
Well.
No, he does in his right. There we go. It's in his right.
Isn't that weird?
It's
just so weird. And fortunately, the only thing I think of is Honey Boo Boo. And they had that baby that had a 6th finger, and they got it taken off.
That one wasn't exactly fully formed.
No.
This is definitely a part of his hand.
This is totally a fully functioning finger. Hers looked more like bacon fat, like stapled to the side of her hand, but they took that thing off. So anyway, I saw that, and I thought, and I had to verify again that it was actually ESPN's account that tweeted that out or posted it, because I thought somebody was the Onion or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, so then did you see there's more to this story? When that picture went viral, it's him sitting there holding his hand up, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's... One of the best reactions, they said, came from former New York Yankees pitcher Jim Abbott. Was born without a right hand. Tweeted, no fair.
That's funny. That is super funny.
He played in the 90s.
Yeah.
He was born without a right hand.
Watching that guy pitch, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's totally no fair. Oh, that's funny.
That's good. Okay.
And I think I love when people, verified accounts, whatever, celebrities, news people, do something like that.
Yeah.
Come back and have something witty and funny. Did you see, because Purdue this weekend beat Iowa, number 2, and Iowa's number 2. Purdue went into Iowa and beat them on their home field. And Purdue's official football account tweeted, "We beat the number 2 out of Iowa." It was awesome. I love that stuff.
We play them next, don't we?
We play them the Friday
up
after Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there's still a little time.
Yeah.
Because we have them, Ohio.
We have Ohio State,
Wisconsin, and Iowa.
And Purdue. We have Purdue. Purdue is the last.
4 or 5.
We have 5 games left, I believe.
5 more games, and none of them are going to be easy.
I don't know. We need to do. Let's Google how to help a hip flexor heal faster.
Or let's get better at going for 2. And not put us in a position where we have to kick for 3.
This makes me sweaty.
Okay, good
All right,
enough.
that was a good one. Thank you guys for listening. Instagram, it's Pat and JT. Also on Twitter and Facebook.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.